and welcome to the Seahawkers podcast from the Podium, post-game edition. I'm Brandon Schultz. Interviewees at the Podium kept it brief after this unfortunate loss to Frisco, and so will I. Let's start with Quandre Diggs, who was asked if the team suffered from an emotional hangover following the win over Denver.
I'm not sure. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I mean, if it was, this league will humble you quick. And, you know, we were humble today, and it's just part of it. I mean, I don't see why we would be riding high. You know, everybody's doubting us anyway. So you shouldn't be, you know, feeding into all the hype anyways. I mean, obviously we're not that good.
And I appreciate the quote a little bit more now that I've heard it from him directly. Coming out of the game, it made it sound as if Quandre was saying, we're not that good. And obviously, you hear a little bit different inflection in his voice where he says, we're not that good. So take that for what you will. But Geno Smith, quarterback for the Seahawks, was asked the same question.
You know, we can't let that be an excuse. You know, you're going to have to play games every week. You know, you're going to have some short weeks. And, you know, I don't really think it was because of last week that we didn't get it done today. I feel like, you know, we really shot ourselves in the foot. You know, had some uncharacteristic plays here and there. And so, you know, we just got to keep working, get back to work, you know, clean up the mistakes, and then obviously just get ready for next week.
Geno also talked about the need to get DK Metcalf more involved offensively.
Yeah, they're doubling him, and that's going to be the case all year. They're going to make it hard on them. You know, they want to win too. So, you know, it's very hard to cover DK and Tyler with just one guy. And so they're going to put multiple guys on them. They're going to try and, you know, do whatever they can to make the other guys on our team beat them. And so, obviously, we want to get the ball into our playmakers' hands, and we have to figure out ways to do so. But also, you know, other guys have got to step up, and I got to do better as well at getting other guys involved in order for us to be great.
One way the Seahawks tried to get the ball to Metcalf was with the failed goal line trick play that led to DJ Dallas throwing an interception.
Honestly, I thought, you know, we had, you know, worked that play all week, and we had a good look for it. You know, I didn't really get a chance to see the exact throw. I was on the other side. But, you know, obviously you don't want to have any turnovers at all, let alone the red zone, taking away points. So, you know, I thought it was going to be a positive play. It ended up not being that, and obviously we can't have that.
Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll also touched on the disastrous play.
He threw the ball right to their guy, you know, and I wish I had called timeout. I should have.
Why?
I didn't. I don't know. I just. Because it was a really cool play to call and to give a shot to, but it asks a lot in that situation. I just wish I would have got us out of it.
Did you get the look that you wanted pre-snap for that?
They looked like they weren't all over it. You know, they weren't really tight. So I had a chance. I was right there looking at it, and I just needed to get it done. I didn't get it done.
Have you had that in the playbook for a couple of years, or since Shane got here?
No. It's been around. It's not a new play.
Carroll, too, was asked about the emotional hangover going into this game.
We didn't look very good, did we? We didn't look like we did very well with that. Wanted to and intended to and had it all figured out from way back when you win that game, it was going to be a challenge. And so we took it head on, but we didn't do well enough with it. You know, we didn't come back and play like we want to play. We missed many tackles, and we just didn't look the same. And so, you know, I got to do a better job.
The Seahawks are looking at going back to square one offensively, according to Pete.
We have to do everything better. We have to run the ball, you know, with some consistency, and then we actually protected pretty well early in the game for the first three quarters, I guess. But we just got to make more things happen. And so, but I think it's most connected to we have to fit it off what we're doing with the running game and make the passing game come to life off the play passes and stuff that didn't even show today. We ran the ball for nothing, you know. So we got to execute better. The 10 penalties thing, you know, that's odd that it was like that. But we can't play football like that. You know, we give them too much, made it too easy on them.
On the bright side, though, the Seahawks have had a lot of flashes from the rookie class.
It's important stuff now. These guys they're going to gain the comfort of being in these moments and these games and these settings, and it's going to help them as they make their decisions and the choices that they make under pressure and under the speed of the game and all that. They're just going to continue to get better. And as we press them into play, the more that we do that, the sooner they'll be really, they'll be acclimated. And also, it's a real positive for us. And there's nothing really, we have nothing but the highest of hopes. These guys are going, they're doing a good job, and they're really holding on to their own. And we're all but overdoing it with the tackles. I mean, they're out there and they're living with it, so they're learning about, at the firing line. So it's going to really help us. But there's some growing pains in that. I'd never go there. I'm not going to spend any time on that one. That's part of the process, but it's going to be worth it.
One of those rookies Pete is looking to bring more into the fold is running back Ken Walker.
We want to just roll them in there and really Rashad and Ken go at it, and just, they share the plays. And really, there's nothing that Ken can't do. And we're fine about him pass protecting and catching the ball out of the backfield. And you saw us, we had him split out, and we went to him yesterday, So there's no restrictions on his play at all, other than just getting back to in shape, game shape kind of thing, because he hasn't played in a while, So we're really encouraged in the fact that he made it through the game and felt all right, and got hit a couple times and all that. That just helps us, progress. He'll be calling for a regular workload as we're going forward.
Tyler Lockett, meanwhile, also spoke about the offensive struggles.
I think we put ourselves in some bad positions just with, the third downs. So we're going, it's 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13, 3rd and 9. And I think when you look at last game, we put ourselves in great positions on 3rd down just to be able to convert. It was 3rd and short, 3rd and medium. It's hard just being able to play against a great team like that and putting ourselves in that type of position. I think they did a great job in just being able to stop our run game, which kind of hurt us a little bit just because, when we run the ball, everything else around works. And so I think they did a great job in just trying to make us one-dimensional and just trying to take away that.
Tyler also touched on a mishap that he tried to take the blame for, which was the muffed punt.
I probably could have said, I could have said something just so he kind of knew heads up, where it was going. I was more focused on the ball just because of the conditions. It rained, it didn't rain, it was windy, it wasn't windy. So I was more focused and concerned about just trying to maintain and catch the ball. But I could have let him know, that I was right there. But a lot of people might not know that just on a return game, if you're the punting team, you can push that defender into your returner, and it's not a flag. But if that defender runs into you, it's a flag.
And before we get to our last item, let's hear an injury update from Pete with 2 of the injuries coming out of this game. Left guard Damien Lewis and defensive tackle Shelby Harris.
Yeah, Damien's pretty sore. He's got a good thigh bruise going here, and we'll have to see how it transitions the next few days. Shelby's got, I called it a hamstring, but it was by the way that they pointed at it, but it's really a glute. And so we'll have to wait and see. We don't know about that yet.
And why don't we close on a positive note with Pete Carroll's assessment of the 2 rookie tackles, right tackle Abe Lucas and left tackle Charles Cross.
They're doing well for this early in the season. We'll grow more. There's more confidence to be gained, but yet they did all right. That was that's as good a rush as you're going to see, and so that's really encouraging. So we can keep moving.
Statistical leaders for the Seahawks on the day included Geno Smith, who was an efficient 24 for 30 for 197 yards. He did have the one tipped pass that was taken for an interception by the 49ers. Tyler Lockett went over 100 yards receiving, 9 receptions, 107 yards. Jordan Brooks and Cody Barton had 11 tackles each. Al Woods up the middle had 3 tackles for a loss. And Seahawks free agent signing in the offseason, Uchenna Nwosu, had 3 quarterback hits. That's going to do it for today's show. Thanks to Wilson Kahn for producing this episode. Follow him out on Twitter at Wilson_Kahn, CONN. You can follow me out on Twitter at SeahawkersPod. Adam and I, we are going to be recording on Wednesday, so look for that next show on Thursday this week. And then, of course, we'll have some PNW prop stars and some Seahawks What If as they head into Sunday's game, a game at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Thanks to everyone who is supporting the show at getintheflock.com. For those of you who came in this last week, we're going to be shouting you out on the show coming up. And so until next time, go Hawks.